Good morning. My name is Steve Maloney, and today I want to show you how to prepare a well-structured speech so that your speech delivery can be more effective. To do this, I'm going to walk you through exactly what I did in a very short period of time to deliver this speech. I'm going to use a whiteboard today, though I normally use paper. I'm going to use a whiteboard so you can actually see it. Don't worry so much about the details of what I'm doing. Look more at the structure for now. What I normally do when I start out doing a speech is I put a circle on the middle of a page. And I spider graph this. Some people call it mind mapping. And in that circle, I write my speech topic. In today's case, it was how to prepare and deliver a speech. Then what I do for speeches normally is I draw out several spider legs. In this case, 3, because I'm talking about a speech. And almost all speeches have something there called an opening, something here called a body, and something here called a conclusion. You can see some order starting to happen here. And what I normally do is I go in a rotational direction so that I got my mind going, starting the linear process. This is a non-linear approach, is the spider graph. But I start my mind working in a linear motion because a speech eventually has to be linear. And then there are subheadings that come off of each area, or each spider leg, you might say. You get spider toes. And what I find is that the opening should address or capture the why people are going to listen. The body should capture or should demonstrate some of the how. And the conclusion should once again refer back to the why again. You see, why, how, why. And for me, what works for me for developing a good speech is there has to be knowledge. There has to be organization, and there has to be delivery. That's in the body of, if you will, the body of the opening. It's the contents of the opening of a speech. In the body, each of these 3 points that were addressed in the opening get developed into how to actually do them. How to acquire the knowledge. Well, if you already have it, you don't have to acquire it. But how to do it if you have to. Research, videos, interviewing people, this sort of thing. Get to know it. Organization, I'm showing it here. And so on. Delivery, how to do it. And all of this is backed up with anecdotes, facts, stories, things to keep the interest and to add content to the actual speech. In the why, in the conclusion, we once again address the why. And in your case, it may be that you want to develop your speaking skills because you have lots of reasons for it. Because it's important at work or what have you. And you also touch upon the 3 points, a reminder of the 3 points. So it's a bit of a review of the speech. And then there's a call to action. A call to action is, now let's use this for something. So once I've spidered this all out, then what I do is I start my linear process. I can see it now, visually, so it pretty much writes itself. I start to fill it in. Fill in the opening. Fill in the body. Fill in the conclusion. And I end up with a written speech. Now for the delivery. See, the challenge is How do we effectively deliver? When I first started this out, I thought I had to memorize everything. The challenge with that, it would take weeks to memorize it, and then I'd still be nervous because I could miss one word. However, once you've written it out, you don't have to memorize it. You can pick out key words along the way, put them in big print, and leave them on the lectern in a sequential order, and speak to those points. You don't have to have every word exact. You're speaking to the points now, and you have a structure to flow with. And those points give you, I know it's a redundant word, but they give you pointers to keep you on track if you ever get lost. The results are quite profound because you can actually develop a speech 1 hour, deliver it the next, quite seamlessly, because you have a structure of an opening with several points, with a body with several points, and a conclusion with several points. And it's much easier to remember several points than to remember details of whole paragraphs. Now it's time to take this little system and prepare your next effective speech. My name is Steve Maloney, and thank you for listening.